Engine upgrades, are they worth it? Welcome back, Anonymous Biker USA. First time here, consider subscribing, hit that thumbs up, share it out, let's grow the channel. Engine upgrades. Everybody's doing it, are you? I'm on my 2017 Indian Scout stock motor, 1133 cc's, right? Now I do have a flip-on exhaust and I do have a high-performance air filter. So, if I got a tune, here we go to stage one, right? Do you all out there think stage 1, 2, 3, and 4 are, I don't want to say worth it because they're all expensive in some shape or form, but are you an engine modification person, or do you just like leaving your bikes as is and doing stock, throw on some exhaust, and call it a day? Just curious, leave it in the comments below. I see a lot of people in the older bikes, I understand, because they want more power. Let's say they had a twin cam 88 or 96, and that's 20-year-old technology, and they wanted to get more power and horsepower out of it. So obviously they're going to do whatever they can to modify the engine and get a dyno and see what the horsepower, the torque numbers are, see if they can increase that performance, right? But on the newer models, 20, 22, 23, 24, some of these, like Harleys, are coming stock 117. Then you still see people taking them, upgrading everything that they can, and trying to get max horsepower and max torque. Whether it's, 158 horse, 150 foot-pound of torque, a crate 131 motor, they got the 135. Indian has Lloyd's with the cams and you name it. I mean, on and on and on. There's all kind of options. Is that something that interests you? If it does, let me know your psychology behind why you do that. Mostly with a newer bike, not an older bike. And besides the simple answer of, I want to go faster, or I want more torque, what advantage or why do you like doing that with a bike that is stock that already has a 117 in it? Just curious. I understand it, and it's fun. But in the end, do you feel that that is worth the spend of that kind of money? Does it give you the value to gain a little bit more horsepower and a little bit more torque? Now, if it's a substantial amount, like I said, going from a 88 cubic inch and you're able to get it up to like a 103, yeah, well, that's a huge difference, right? So, the Scout 101, which is out now, I believe this is 72 foot-pound of torque at 100 horsepower. This stock 2017 Scout. The new Scout 101, I believe, is like 111 horsepower, and maybe it's 90 some foot-pound of torque. Not exactly sure, but that would be upgrading the bike. But it's because it has increased performance, right? It has other things too, inverted forks, infotainment, blah, 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 blah. But the heartbeat of it is drastically improved from a performance standpoint. Is it worth it? What do you all think out there? I see a lot of really nice bike builds and people that do this on a regular basis and they enjoy it, and if it's a hobby, perfectly good explanation. But I was just curious as to, if you do a stage 1, why do you stop there? Why do you not go to the 2, 3, or 4? Or are you just always, hey, I'm getting a bike and I'm going to get stage 2 and I'm done, and that's where I stop? Like, what makes you stop at that level other than financial? Obviously, that's a big difference. Because when you get up to the stage 4, you're talking a lot of money. So I was just curious as I'm ripping along here on the interstate, doing my 70 some miles an hour on my stock Scout. But if I got a tune on this, I'd gain a couple horsepower. I'd gain a little bit of torque. Is it worth it? I don't know. Should I do it? I don't know. Maybe. But, I saw that Scout 101 and someone made a comment of how much more complete and better of a bike it is than the stock Scout that I'm on, a 2017, which is great. It does have a lot of bigger offerings, like I said, from performance to the suspension to the infotainment and things of that nature. But that bike also comes with a much higher price tag than a base Scout. So, do you get the base Scout and then do all that stuff, or do you just get the Scout 101? Or insert bike here, it doesn't have to be Scout, I'm just using that as an example. But, everyone that has done things to their bike, especially like if you have a brand new 2024 and it's a 117 and you're like, I want to upgrade it. What makes you think to do that? Like, why isn't a 117 enough? And, I know somebody's going to say, because I can. Well, all right, tough guy. I know. Because I can. Well, good for you. But what's besides going faster, what's the other reason that you do it? Just like to do it? I don't know. All the bikes I have are stock engine-wise. And they've been totally quick enough, totally fast enough, especially for street riding. So, if you're going to the track or something and you're racing, I get that. But, and if you do it, that's great too. There's zero issue with that. I don't care. It's your bike. So, leave it in the comments below. Let me know as we come to the red light at the end of the show. Thanks for watching, and don't forget,